talk about this stage design. But before I do that, I think it would be helpful to give you a brief history of the last 16 years of my image development as an artist. During 9/11, I was in my first year of graduate study at Ohio State, and that radically changed where my work, the trajectory of my work. And it took a year or two for my work to change, for the fear and the anxiety that had seeped throughout our country in post-9/11 America to work its way into my work. But when it did, the sort of primary thing I worked with was the contradictions I saw in our society, particularly between the ideals of our nation and the actions of our nation. One of my most important works, which you'll see next, is a mushroom cloud treehouse. And it smashes together two disparate images, one of utter destruction with one of the safest, a mushroom cloud, with one of the safest places we can go, our childhood playhouse. And I was trying to comment on how I wasn't sure the actions of our nation were actually going to have the intended outcome of keeping ourselves safe, or at least as safe as we thought it would. So as my work evolved and I continued to make work around that central issue, I moved to Erie. I had my first child, which radically changed my life, as any of you with kids know. And my work shifted from a national identity focus to a more personal identity. And I watched my young son, Sebastian, grow. I saw his identity evolve. And I started to kind of think about personal identity through a consumer lens, wondering where do our identities come from? How do we express them? And so that's what this sculptural work is sort of trying to get at. And as I put down roots, decided to stay in Erie, and bought a house, had my second child, I started to look out at America. And that's right about the time of the Great Recession, of the housing bubble bursting. And I really saw for the first time that the middle class seemed to be eroding. It seemed to be teetering, as did the American dream. And I was trying to capture that in this work, which is the seed of this piece behind us. Last summer, I took a walk in California in the redwoods with my sister, and she mentioned that trees in that area can network their root systems so that when one tree isn't getting enough nutrients, a tree that could be half a mile away can send the nutrients through the root system to support that ailing tree. So the whole forest really sustains itself by every individual member supporting itself, which is another main inspiration for what we see behind here. I wanted to create an image of community as a bridge, still precarious, because I think we're in a precarious place, but sustaining itself through the interlocked nature of its structure. So we have all kinds of challenges coming at us. We have so much political divisiveness. We have factories leaving, heading overseas, heading to other states, shifting economy. And I think we can meet those challenges. I think we have all those challenges in Erie, but we can meet them if we interlock, if we listen to people, even if they have views different than us. So if we keep open ears and interlocked roots, I think we'll be all right. So thank you very much.